Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. I borrowed all your records.
Welcome to another video, welcome to the channel, and this is the 17th episode of Kidsgrove the Bygone Days. Dave, it's been 6 or 7 months since we did Walk Up the Hill. That was absolutely fantastic. That was back in January.
Yeah. And views have increased since then. We've got over 50,000 views across the 16 now. The musical itself, which is a 2-hour musical, which we staged at the Town Hall, which again you can watch on YouTube, that's at over 5,000 views now, well, 5,000 households. So yeah, it's going really, really well. And the beauty of this is we're getting messages from all over the world. This week I've spoken to people in Arizona, I've spoken to people in Brisbane, people in Wellington, who've all offered information. Some of that we'll touch on a little bit later.
So on the last video, Walk Up the Hill, I asked you that important question, what's going to be next? And I think what we said to the guys is we're going to do pubs part 3. Yeah. Now, that is coming, but what's this one going to be about today?
This is about the miners' estate. Growing up on the miners' estate, memories from the miners' estate. So not necessarily everything will be on the miners' estate, because the guys' memories may bring in, for instance, let's look at, it might bring in, I don't know, could say we're going down to Newchapel, or we're going on Red Rocks is a good example. You know, some of those memories will be brought back. And what we're trying to do is personalise this. Philip Lee's books, fantastic, very factual. What we're trying to bring out is the softer side, the people side, and try and capture those now. Because when I did the musical, I've said many times, I struggled to find, got all the history, but not who was behind that history other than a Thomas Kinnersley or a John Gilbert. So we'll bring that out hopefully with the people who actually lived through this. So that's what we're going to do. And today we've got a number of guests. We're going to go out and we're going to start at and put a myth to bed in relation to a picture that's appeared on Kidsgrove Past and Pictures, where people are arguing about, is that Lamb Street, is that Market Street? We're going to kick off there. Then we're going to go along, have a quick look at Queen Street before we move on to the miners and Whitehall. Okay, we'll go along Whitehall, we'll stop at Whitehall, we'll have a look at where Whitehall was, we'll go to Gloucester Road, we'll go up to top of Gloucester Road, we'll go down Bedford, we'll go to King, and then we'll go round the Essex, the Sussex, the Lincoln, and just reflect and pick these guys' brains on what they can remember from that side. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to be doing today.
Really looking forward to it. So I think it's now time to bring in our guests for this episode.
We've been joined by our volunteers who kindly volunteered to share some of their own memories of growing up on the estate. We're going to go ladies first. Introductions, please.
Aileen Byron.
Okay. And where were you born on the estate?
No, I was born at Durham. We moved down here in 1963.
1963.
My dad was a miner.
Okay. And which streets have you lived in?
Whitehall Avenue and Gloucester Road.
Right, okay. And we'll be going up both of those. So we'll be picking your brain a little bit later. Okay. John?
Yeah, my name's John Watts. I was born 1966. Originally lived in number 1 Napier Street for 12 months, and then we moved to Warwick Close after the demolition of all the houses. And that's the only street I've lived in, Warwick Close, apart from number 1 Napier Street.
Right, okay. And most of your childhood was obviously around the estate?
It was on, well, all my friends, because obviously Warwick Close wasn't a big street, so all my friends were all living on the miners' estate, and both my nans and granddads lived there. So
okay, brilliant. Families, you two then? Have you got any families on the miners' estates?
My brother.
Right, okay.
My cousin, my daughter.
Right, okay. So they're all
yeah.
It's one of the things that come out quite strongly, and with you just mentioning that, is the amount of families that lived on the estate and still on the estate at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot. Okay, and you got any family still on there?
No, not now.
I know.
No.
Okay.
But Eileen used to.
Aileen.
Aileen used to babysit when I was a little boy.
I did.
Did you?
He was very good.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure. Last but by no means least.
My name's Alan Sides, and my subject tonight is the life and times of... Oh, kid, sorry, I got the wrong programme. I thought it was Mastermind. Yeah, Alan Sides and I've lived in Kidsgrove for over 70 years, and most of the, all my growing up was the Mines Estate, where I had a wonderful time. It was like a castle. It was a safe place to be, where people on the outside thought it was a place you shouldn't go. But for me, it was, couldn't ask for a better place.
That's good. Any family still on there?
No, unfortunately not. They've all moved. I won't say they've bettered themselves, but they've moved out to different areas. It was only my cousin, really, and my uncle died and my aunt died. But my cousin, Christine Deakin, now she's Christine Bailey, she lives
One
on...
of my best friends.
Yeah,
She
there you
used to
go.
be.
Yeah, so apart from that, my brother lives in Old Saviour, and my other brother lives in Brighton, but no.
Okay. And anybody who's into football, local football, will certainly know Alan or Sid, because we know him. A lot to do with the Galley. Managed the Galley, played for the Galley. We got some good pictures of him a little bit later with hair.
Rare. Rare.
We will be talking about the Galley in a bit more depth, most definitely.
And the Bluebell.
And the Bluebell, yeah. Yeah, Bluebell, Athletic. Yeah.
That was the start of...
Yeah. Before we actually get out there and start to have a look, I've received lots of quotes over the last 3 or 4 weeks since we announced this. Some I pulled off, and there's some classics here. I can't read them all, but there's 1 or 2 I want to read out because they are. I've not heard one bad comment about the miners. Everybody, you look at the comments that come through, it very is much a family community. Everybody knew each other in the past.
Yeah.
You know, got example where people said, we never locked the door. You know, I think we had a conversation where we were talking about passing the coal over. You know,
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Yeah, and none of that takes place anymore, I don't think. So we've lost a lot, but we can remember a lot. But some of these quotes. Leslie Longshore. My 89-year-old mum still lives on the estate when we moved there in '63. We thought they were luxury houses. 3 bedrooms, inside toilets that flushed, a huge bath that filled off the hot water system, Rayburn in the kitchen and a big roaring fire in the living room. No damp, fantastic homes, good neighbours and friends. I love this one from Dean Sayers. It was an amazing place in the 70s. It was like Mr. Ben's Festive Road. And if there wasn't a stock car in the front garden, there'd be a B&W pigeon coop around the back.
Yeah.
Always something going on back then. Love that, Dean. Ken Williamson. I remember it looking like Stonehenge when all the slabs and chimney stacks were constructed before the prefabricated wall panels were installed. People have said that actually they put the chimneys in first. Yeah, and that sums that up from Ken. Costain obviously built the estate. Started in 1953, 54 and carried on into the early 60s, to be honest. They built they built chimneys first, then built the houses around them. Old cast iron bath and the cold water tank. They would never get through the door, so these were also installed first. And the last one on here, Rosemary Corley. We moved to the mine estate when it was new. We moved down from Newcastle upon Tyne. After living in the old pit rows, we thought it was a mansion. Lol. You know, a lot of that, I've had literally tens of similar. The love for the estate, the memories on the estate are there. So what we're going to go down now, we're going to visit some of these areas. We're going to have a look, think back. If you've got any memories, fine. I'll throw a bit of history in and then we'll take it from there. What we do, once we've been round, what we're going to do, we're going to come back here and we're going to reflect on exactly some of those things we've just touched on, because I'm sure there are things that will come back to you guys where you'll say, hold on a second, I remember this now. I remember getting drunk when I was 14 down at such and such a pool. We'll do that. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So
There's just one thing before you switch it off there. I know the thing about the miners' estate is that they were young families. It was a new estate, so the miners' lads from the northeast and Wales were all young men with young kids.
Yeah.
So they all grew up together there. I mean, we're all Irish and Geordies and the Welsh just grew up, and Polish all grew up together. And so that you got that age group growing there.
Yeah. It's funny you should say that, because I counted 16 different nationalities.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
16, which, you know,
Yeah, there was.
Yes.
Poles, Italians, Russians, Latvians.
And everybody just got
Lithuanians.
on.
Yeah, yeah. And again, there's some fantastic memories as we go around. I always use the example of the Continental. There was previously the Dolphin pub on Ethcote Street on the left-hand side. Anton Grison's, a lot of you will know Anton Insurance.
Yeah.
Anton's parents were the first landlady of the Continental when it went from Dolphin to Continental in 1961. And then Eddie Shinobsky took it over in 65. But Ernie Cole, bless his cotton socks, Ernie, 12 months ago, sadly not here anymore, Ernie said to me, Dave Cole.
Oh, yes, of course, Ernie, yeah.
Darren's
dad,
yeah, Darren's dad. Ernie said to me, Dave, it's like the League of Nations. That's what we used to call it. You could go in there anytime, any day, 10 o'clock in the morning, they'd be singing on the tables. Yes. You had to sign in. There was an inch of water or beer all over the floor. But it was, everybody loved going there. And Ernie shared with me, fortunately, some of those memories. But it's them memories we'll bring out today, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about Anton, I always thought his surname was Deck.
Anton.
Oh, we have a comedian here.
If that's how it's going to go, and Deck. Okay, well, after that, we'll make a move. Okay, we said we'd start here to try and sort of get rid of this myth about the photograph that's on the screen now. The photo on the screen now is showing a building, a couple of buildings behind me with two alleyways. These buildings were actually here, directly in front of us, where that GT van is, okay? And it's them buildings that had to be demolished to make way for the new shopping precinct that we know as King Street now here, okay? People were saying that it was Lamb Street. They were arguing the toss on Kidsgrove past and pictures. It wasn't. If you imagine it, just if you look to the left, bring in Samuel Makepeace. Have you got Makepeace? So that was the chemists. And what we had here in front of us, where we're standing, was June Nixon's. It was Nixon's sweet shop.
Sweet shop.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't know if any of you got any memories of Ethcote Street going up here.
Yes, very much so.
Come on then, what have we got?
Well, the one that I remember was a lad, is the Continental Club, which is the sort of everybody from the Mines Estate to any nationality used to end up in there.
So Continental was just up here on the left?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay, I've got a picture of the left-hand side. What about the right-hand side here?
Well, you got I remember Phillips's chip shop, where you used to get your fish bits for nothing. When you got no money, you just asked them if they got any fish bits.
That was the only taste of fish you got.
It was the only taste of batter wanted.
Yeah.
And of course, then you got Lenny Hackett. I remember Lenny Hackett living up there.
Yeah, he did.
And you know, it's.
He did. We picked this up. We actually talked about this when we went round with Pat and Val Dalton, because we did the old Kidsgrove, but we took that in, and the memories were there with Lenny Hackett. He used to cover his windows with newspaper or brown paper so you couldn't see in. And there's a story which I've said before about a nurse having to go in to tend to his mother. Got in there, went straight through to the back, and in the kitchen was a horse. And then we've got Leon's next door.
Yeah, Leon, legend.
Which Leon was a legend. Obviously, we've lost him this year.
Well, I remember him having an ice cream van first.
Yeah.
And then the chip shop
outside the club.
And outside the school.
Yeah.
And out the Workingmen's Club.
Chip shop down there.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, it wasn't him outside the Workingmen's Club.
No.
He never went outside. It was
He was
a Greek guy.
Outside the wood shops, Leon's.
Well, you know.
A lot of people think that as well. You spot
I don't know. Yeah.
But if you think about it now, Kidsgrove has not got one single chip shop. 80 years ago, 90 years ago, there was 13 fish and chip shops in Kidsgrove. Now we haven't got a single one, but we have got kebab-houses, curry-houses. Yeah, you can actually see that. Okay, we've done that. Let's have a look across the road then. Okay, we just walked across the road here. Yeah, so behind us we got King Street. Yeah, we saw the building in front that they had to demolish and make way. Look at these pictures. This is a picture here. We've seen the back of Tracy's. Now here's a picture when they started the build of the precinct here. Okay, many moons ago. Can you remember what was along here where Dallas is now?
Yeah, Dallas, that used to be the gas shop.
The gas shop, what was it before the gas shop?
I can only remember it was a gas shop.
Okay, what's significantly gone from there that was here 20, 30 years ago?
Timmins and Stoniers.
We got Timmins and Stoniers, which was there and was previously where the toilets are.
Yeah.
Then it was TSB Bank.
TSB Bank, yeah. And at one,
You know where that barber's is?
yeah,
There used to be a fish shop.
That's right.
fish shop.
Fish.
Did, yes,
Fish.
fish,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but where Dallas and Premier are there used to be a gap there. As you can see on this picture now that's on the screen, there used to be a gap. That was filled in. And it was filled in and a paper shop. Who was it? Which
Talbots.
Talbots.
Brentford, isn't it?
Talbots. And here's a picture of it actually filled in. So they decided to fill that in. But that actually led to the railway station. Liverpool Road Railway Station.
Yes.
And that's how you used to go.
It did, yes,
train
yes,
through
yes.
there. So we can see that. Then if we just have a look to the car park here, many a happy day in the 80s especially, with the market.
Yeah.
Markets on there. Quite a few friends worked on those markets.
I think the Fishman still comes down, doesn't
On
he?
Tuesdays.
Tuesday
Comes
still.
down, but he was there with the original one.
Every Tuesday. We've had fun fairs on here over the years. I think there's a picture here of a fun fair in the late 1990s. It is still used, but the good old days of the market have sadly gone.
Long gone.
Yeah. Okay. A couple more pictures of here. We've got a good picture of outside Red Cross, where Dallas is now. That was Red Cross. Trying to find out who this young lady is in the Union Jack dress. So if anybody knows on the screen now, I've posted it previously on Kidsgrove Past and Pictures. If anybody can identify this person, that would be brilliant.
This could say Jerry
I was just going to say, but I thought no.
Yeah.
Jerry somebody I was going to say.
Okay, let's make a move and we'll go along to Whitehall. Hey, just before we leave here, the guys have just brought some memories back of the shops behind me. So what were we saying? We'd got a Cobblers.
Cobblers
Used to
there.
be the cobblers, yeah.
Where the oatcake shop is now.
Okay, and what did you used to do there? You would just...
How did we do that?
Used to stand
Looked like you
in the
both legs
doorway.
come up.
So obviously the big screen, the glass. When you did
If you
that,
stood there and somebody did it there, it looked like both legs
you,
were
you, had
coming up like
a
that.
mirror image. So it looked like you were standing in mid-air like that.
And
So
everybody,
you've done that, all different ages have
I
done
was just
that.
going to say, everybody thought they're the original one.
Hey, look at this.
Okay, and round the corner, we got the Cobblers, and round the corner we got the oatcake shop, which was Brenda's.
There was a cake shop there right from the word go, wasn't there?
Brenda Williams. I've got a picture on the screen here now.
Yeah.
That was the Cobblers.
That was the
oatcake
cobblers,
shop.
Brenda's was.
And it was Brenda's was Cobblers.
That
Yeah.
was the cobblers.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, definitely the cobblers.
It
Right.
definitely was, yeah.
Okay. So that met in Barbers then. That was that the
That
spot?
was no, that was a
Fish shop.
fish shop.
That was a fish-
I'll ask my mum and dad what it was called because my mum and dad were on about it the other week.
Yeah.
We did
They
mention
told me
that
what it was called.
Tesco's was there as well, didn't we?
Is that running? Your mum and dad were
got-
there.
Yeah,
So we
my
just
mum
said-
told me.
They were there for years.
We just said we got BJ's that was, which we here forever. It started off Victor Value, it went to C&C, it went to Tesco, all of those names. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, we will go along to Whitehall now.
Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. I borrowed all your records, you borrowed mine from me.
Okay, we're here on Whitehall Road. We're in front of what used to be the Galley Centre. But before that, it was Whitehall Farm. And this is the site of Whitehall Farm. Any of you guys know much about Whitehall Farm?
I don't.
Okay,
No.
we've got some pictures on the screen here, the one or two. Whitehall Farm was built by a guy named Gilbert. Gilbert was responsible for most of the mining in the area. Gilbert Street, you'll come across the name if you go in through the history books. The farm itself, on this picture here, you can see a little outhouse or a little type of bungalow. That's where the servant lived. It would carry water to the house and from the house from a well. It was built in the 1700s.
Wow.
Later taken over by the last were the Stoniers. Heathcote had it. Quite a bit of land. Whitehall Farm. All of this was farmland, which is unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yes.
On the pictures you can see at the side of it there are two buildings, and people have got very, very fond memories. One of which was the station master's house, which is circled here, and the other one was a house called Hill Rise. And again, people have said to me, if you're in your 60s, 70s, they can remember when Hill Rise was derelict and they used to play in there. And Liverpool Station itself, Liverpool Road Station, was just the other side of here. And here are a few pictures that show what it was like way before Tesco come along. And you can see the land that was built. On this land, or behind Whitehill, we had, going back to Gilbert, do you all know about the windmill on Windmill Rise, opposite on Ravenscliff?
You mean the one
Right
on the
at
hill?
top?
Yeah.
It was Gilbert. It was actually Gilbert who had that built.
Yeah.
Very much the same as like the Wilbrahams did for Mowcop, a Folly. Gilbert had a direct view onto Mill Rise, and that's where he built that windmill.
Was it built as a folly? No.
It wasn't built as a windmill. People think it was,
right.
but it wasn't. But we think it's more in line with the Folly.
But there's two fireplaces in.
Yeah, I know.
Different floors.
Yeah, I know there is.
And there used to be floors in there.
Yeah, and we've got pictures here that you can see on the screen that actually show that.
Yeah.
You can see the line of sight that they got from here.
We climbed up there.
Yeah,
Good.
a few people have. Premier Stoneworks were behind here.
Just here, yeah.
Yeah, and before that it was wagon parts. It was Seattle Speakman's Wagon Works behind there. And again, on this map, on this map we can see here. Anybody remember the youth club?
Yes,
Yeah.
member of the youth club.
Okay, there was the late,
Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays for me.
was it?
Yeah.
Got opened in 1961. I've got a picture here from a lady who went to the youth club in the early 60s. There's lots of names on here, and when we get back I'll put all the names on there of what we've actually got.
Yeah.
But again, okay then. So we'll finish it. Any things on here? What else on Whitehall do we know? You mentioned police station.
There was the two big houses on the right,
Yeah.
and
Police
obviously the
houses.
first ones you come to is where a legend, Mr. Freddie Simpson lived,
Right, okay.
and his
yeah.
wife Hilda.
Yes.
But
There's a legend.
they used to be the old police houses.
Yeah. And we mentioned Premier houses back there. So those, the houses that were being built, the brand new houses behind here, which were eventually knocked down because of Tesco. They built them and knocked them down,
yeah.
because of Tesco. There's more pictures of those here on the screen now, which
That's
does-
further down though, isn't it?
yeah, which doesn't make sense, to be honest. But hey-oh,
We all said that at the time.
yeah. And then I've got some photos
Money
of
talks,
houses.
Tesco.
Why did a number of these houses get rebuilt?
Well, because
They
the
said
rusting of the
there was
beams.
something in
Blends.
Yeah.
there's something in the brickwork or something.
They were rusting and you couldn't get a mortgage on them, so they said, knock them down and we'll rebuild them and you'll have a government grant or something. And that's what a lot of people did, didn't they? They've obviously done
We
it.
did.
So now
I had
the ones
mine
that have
up
been
there
built
now.
like them too,
Can I have a look at them?
they can be, if they were up for sale, they could be sold because you can get a mortgage
They
on them.
can't.
Yeah.
But they
But
can't.
then the ones next door with the old brick, you can't get a mortgage on them.
Yeah, something to do with the beams weren't safe, were rusting or something.
Somebody's mentioned
metal.
to me it was about gable ends, but
Yeah.
that's by the by.
Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same.
Bottom of Gloucester Road now. Okay, we're outside Bluebell School. Bluebell School, there was nothing here, was there, back in the day?
Nothing at
No.
all.
It was just all open.
All
Play on
open.
it as a child.
Fields.
And literally the defence centre's back there.
The Civil Defence Centre.
Okay, we'll have a walk up
Just
there in
there,
a
yeah.
second. Round and just have a walk up
Up
to the
Civil Defence.
Civil Defence. Now, you've got memories of Civil Defence, yeah?
Yeah. When I was at Mariel School, once a week, one of your lessons was to come down to the Civil Defence, and we used to do pottery.
Ah,
You'd make all your pottery, and then they'd fire it because they had a little kiln there.
yeah.
So then they'd fire it. So it was a bit of an highlight.
It was great fun
Yeah, because walking
walking
from
down.
Mariel School down here, it was like you got a bit of freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got somewhere a picture of the guy who used to do the pottery lessons. And I can't recall his name, but I'll try and dig that out when we have the recap.
Right.
So this is the Civil Defence here.
This was
Yeah.
called the Civil Defence, yeah.
Yeah. Previously, Mr. Wobbles, that is
That
no
bit at the
more.
front, that's new, but
That's
see the
new.
side bit, that's original,
Right,
where
okay.
the sign is.
And then to the right, it used to be like ash, but that was where there used to be, I can't remember if there was 1 or 2 tennis courts.
Okay, behind there. And the Civil Defence, that was...
I don't remember tennis courts.
Tennis courts, yeah.
Yeah. Because this was built after the Cold War. There was a panic. It's a white elephant, to be honest. People say that it was. And we got a good picture here. We did a nostalgia night, didn't we?
Yeah.
Last year. Packed out, absolutely packed. And we put this picture up of a young girl with some smaller children
Yeah.
outside here. And then we found out it was Carol Hoppy.
Carol Hopper, yes.
Carol Hopper was a child with a couple of his siblings
A brother was sitting in the audience.
and said, "That's my sister." Yeah. Is that Nigel or Neil? No, Nigel's the one we've got a story about.
Yeah,
there.
that's where they lived there, at number 16.
You got the Orams, you got Dawson's right at the top. You'd got
Cooper's, Tommy Cooper. Tommy Cooper used to play football for the Galley.
yeah,
Tommy Cooper lived
you'd
next to
got-
where the Union Jack is.
Right.
But here it was full of ponds and little brook and ditches.
Oh, the brook along there, that was my playground.
And I used to sort of coming home late at night as a kid and somehow get through these houses to Essex Drive. Which one I don't know, but we get through one of them over somebody's hedge and get back to Essex Drive. Is that every time coming back we used to jump the pond or brook
Yeah.
until we fell in.
Nice.
We'd have to go a little bit more. And every time went in with wet feet.
I was always getting in trouble for going in with wet feet. That was my playground over the brook, it was great.
Also, that led the brook, and then the path then led up to the Black Hills.
It was always lovely over there, now it's just all, it's just been let go.
Thing, if you ask me, the thing I remember most is frogs and newts.
Well, there used to be the
You'd
Newt
have-
Pond. The
you'd-
Newt Pond.
Sid,
was
you'd have
just
to
before
go
the tower.
right
Yeah,
down there.
loads
to
of
the brook.
frogs and
The
newts.
Newt Pond.
Right.
Great for a kid growing up.
What we'll do, we'll go, because I'm conscious about having a look at the Black Hills, the Slackwasher, because we've got a couple of stories about that. We'll have a look at where Mariel Colliery was. We'll have a look at Moss Cottages. So if we drive up to the entrance to Moss Cottages, park there, and then we can have a quick chat on some of the adventures you used to get up down there, and we can talk about Mr. Hooper and the fire brigade and some of the situations that some of the young lads got into.
There was a I don't know if it's a rumour or a start of a legend of a ghost dog that used to run over the Black Hills. And every time we used to go across, and if we saw a big dog, we used to think it was the ghost dog, and we used to run like hell.
Yeah.
Because we're only little, you know. But yeah.
Well, we did a folklore video, and the black dog, which
That was
is
the
a
one, yeah.
huge black dog, that is known for the area. Many sightings. The last sighting was 1945. But
Well, no, we saw it as well.
we got
after
some
9/11.
stories.
Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. I borrowed all your records, you borrowed mine from me. We sat and talked for hours in a box hung in a tree.
Okay, we're at the top of Gloucester Road now. We're opposite the Taylor, are they Taylor Wimpey homes opposite?
Yeah, Wimpey homes,
The Wimpey homes there opposite. And we're stood at the top of Moss Cottages Lane, down the bottom of here. A couple of cottages, I think there's 3 there now. A couple of pictures on the screen of Moss Cottages back in the day. If we follow the lane all the way down, it goes to the brew washer that people know it for. And again, there's a couple of pictures here. There's stories that have been told time and time again regarding this. The one about Nigel Hooper being stuck Nigel Hopper being stuck at the top of the tower, fire brigade, etc., etc. The Black Hills straight by it. You've talked about the fact you used to slide down them on car bonnets, and there's one picture here that's actually got a derelict car with the bonnet off in front of the washer, so that must have been used. But some,
Would have been.
Definitely would have been.
yeah, yeah. And you've just been mentioning about your cross country. Give us.
Used to leave Maryhill School, and you should have run down to Gloucester Road at the bottom, down to Red Bull Lights, and then all the way back through. But to hang behind a couple of us, and then cut down the road, past the tower, come out at another road where the road is at the end, and then when 10 runners had gone past, we just joined the runners again. Everybody had probably done about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, and we were all fresh, but we had to run up Codmore Bank after, so we were all right.
Yeah, trust you. And what about this junction you keep talking about?
Well, when we were little and we'd go past the tower in Black Hills, and there's a little lane. For some reason, at the time we weren't sure why cars were parked there, and all the windows were all steamed up.
Yeah.
But then, over the years, it became known as Johnny Junction. So I don't know why it's called Johnny Junction.
Well, you do know what it's called.
Possibly, yeah.
I'm sure
Just put them out the window, didn't you?
Camera.
Yeah.
we'll stop that one there. Okay, Maryhill Colliery was just down here as well. So we got the slack washer, and then over to the right, as we'll look over to the right, behind, this used to be wasteland, you say?
Yeah, just was wasted all the way down, all the way up.
And over that top was Maryhill Colliery. Number of disasters there. There's a picture of the colliery here. We have done pit disasters of the area. That's another video that's on YouTube. And we do talk about Maryhill and Moss Pits. So anything else along this area?
It's just that house at the bottom with a single house, and we used to call it Aggie's. Aggie's house. I don't know why, but who she was, I don't know. But nobody went near her because she didn't like anybody coming close. And it was just like you say, it was like a wilderness, any road.
Yeah.
But the house just stood alone, and we kept well away.
Is that house 2 houses now, 2 cottages?
It is, yeah. I think it might be even 3, I think, really.
I know my friend Julie Barrow, Keith Barrow, Johnny Barrow, all used to live down there.
Barry, Mr. Kane, known as Barry Kane, used to go around Kidsgrove on the horse and trap. I used to go with him.
Yeah.
If I remember right, he had 2 end cottages and knocked them into the one.
Right, okay.
And then we built some stables at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then Barry then moved to Gloucester Road. And then the guy moved him into Barry's house and then turned the stables into a 2-bedroom flat.
Right, okay. And the pathway up to...
Leeds.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else along here?
It was just wilderness in my time as a boy, and it was a good place to be.
Yeah. And you talked about lots of streams.
Loads of little
wildlife.
ponds, and like I say, you used to call it newt pond, but there was newts
yeah.
and frogs and everything there, which used to take home and put in the garden.
Yeah.
And then it was all the mines estate was built with large gardens there, you know, and they were a wilderness on their own, actually, weren't they?
Yeah.
A lot
It
of
was
them.
just a massive playground for all the kids.
It was.
There's not many estates had something like that on the doorstep.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, your mums and dads knew where you
You were
were.
safe, just across the road.
You were all together.
Yeah.
Down the Black Hills, on the fields, down the brook. You know.
yeah.
You just get down to the canal, didn't you? The Macclesfield Canal was right down there. You'd go to the end of where the dirt track is, to the main road, and then you'd go down that little bit of a road and you're on the canal. Or if you turn before that, where them houses are, go along that field, and then you get onto the other side where you'd get the Bird in Hand pub.
Yeah,
Vietnam.
yeah.
But
Kent Green.
that's the way you went. You went for your journey all the way around there, all the way down to Scholar Green and Roadheath and everywhere else.
Okay, okay. Just again, another myth. People argue the first house that was occupied on the miners' estate. Somebody said to me only a couple of days ago, we were the first Essex Drive. I've seen another one say, no, it was Norfolk. No, it wasn't. It was actually on Gloucester Road. I'm not sure of the number. It's between 30 and 42. I'm not sure which one it is, but I've got a photograph somewhere of a presentation of the mayor opening that house. But it was definitely the first one was on Gloucester Road. Okay, let's have a wander around to Bedford Road. Okay, so we're on Bedford Road, right? So we're starting to get into the heart of the miners' estate. Opposite behind, we've got Warwick Close, which again, John, are you best placed to just mention Warwick Close? It's your baby.
Yes, I moved there in 1967 when I was 1 and lived at number 53, which is at the top of the bank. And then obviously, you know, we had the privilege of the galley, which was built again. I think that was built 66.
66, May 66, yeah.
And then again, winter time, it was a great bank
Yeah.
coming down.
Sledging.
Yeah, a lot of people off the miners' estate used to come up here.
Yeah. And so close. I can understand now why people, certainly from Clough Hall, always thought that Warwick Place was part of the miners' estate. It is and it isn't, isn't it?
No, I say we're just on the edge of it, but
Yeah.
because all my friends,
Yeah,
school friends, all lived on here, so I basically lived here.
yeah, makes sense. And Sid, you've got association with Bedford Road?
Yeah, the fourth one down there. My cousin Christine lived in the next to it. Diane, I can't think of a second name, lived on this one on the end here. Like you say, Eddie Taylor lived there.
Yeah.
Eddie, bless his heart and
And
soul.
Mr. Halliwell lives there, and the one near the end now, isn't he? And then you'd got Jackie Tatters, who's perhaps one of the biggest legends
Yeah.
of the estate.
Jack Tatters.
Jack Tatters with the football and his family.
The
They
Merricks.
lived further down there. Go on, sorry.
Jimmy Merrick.
Jimmy
lived
Merrick.
Jim
there.
Merrick,
there.
yes, he did, yes, yeah.
And then obviously Alex Byron, who's got the rifleman.
Yeah,
She
Yeah.
lived in the
Yeah,
first
go on.
house there.
Yeah.
right, okay.
His dad's called Alex.
Yeah.
So many names.
Yeah.
So many
Stan
names.
Tatters further down, the goalkeeper for the Bell and that. And yeah, they were all characters. And in the early days, you could play football on this, and then they stopped anybody playing on it. Don't know why, but it was. It used to be able to play. Kids used to be able to play on it, but then they stopped it. I don't know why.
Still stopped to this day?
I think so.
Kids don't come out now, do they?
No, true,
You don't see anybody on it, do you now? Where before,
true.
you know.
It used to be like a mud bath when we were kids, this, that.
Yeah,
It was always
We
kids
always
on it,
played
wasn't it? Yeah.
football.
but then they stopped it, didn't they? Later on.
Shall we have a wander down Victoria? So we've got Victoria Avenue. And again, shout out any memories you've got of Victoria Avenue.
Well, here's one which I perhaps shouldn't tell you about, but I'll tell you. Somebody passed the rumour that was a woman who lived on Victoria Avenue used to go to the window and expose herself. Right?
Wasn't me.
No, but she lived there. But they couldn't guess which house it was. So as young lads, we'd be cycling up and down, looking up at the...
Try and find it.
So in fact,
Never saw it.
Did.
before we actually go from Bedford as well, our old mate Simon Ralston, taxi driver Simon, okay, he was from Bedford, and I don't know if you noticed, I posted on Kidsgrove Past and Pictures a photograph of about 8 kids in a yard, in a garden, and it was one of the gardens here on Bedford Road, and I think it was Monica Harrison who spotted a sister was on there and a few others, and there's this little guy with blonde hair nobody could identify, and it was actually Simon. It's Simon himself, yeah. So we've got that, and that's created a lot of interest, and that photograph's here on the screen now as I speak. So we're coming down into Victoria. Yeah.
Yes.
The Farishes lived the second house.
Yeah. They used to call him Old Man Farish because obviously there was the dad and then young
Mick Farish.
Mick Farish, yeah.
So down here on my...
Years ago you could go, such and such lives there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said it earlier on about the birds nesting. The estate was covered with house sparrows' nests, and they were under the eaves everywhere. Everybody had one.
Yeah.
And then they disappeared. They disappeared altogether. In fact, you rarely see a
That
house
still
sparrow in
looks like
Kidsgrove. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. Just thinking that.
So I've got, with the Harry's at 58.
Yes, somewhere that way.
Harry's at
Yeah.
58 or 48? 58?
You'd got
Was it the second house down?
Second house down, wasn't it? And then the third house was Lager Charlie's. Remember Lager Charlie? Polish used to go in the
Yeah.
galley. Lager Charlie lived there.
Tyndale's further down here.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
further down Tyndale's.
Dave and company.
I tell you what, within the library I found, talking to the Harrys, there's a memoirs from Frank Harry. I don't know whether it's Steve or Paul's father or uncle, but absolutely reliving his childhood in the area, because he was originally from Green Lane up at the top by the Crown and Thistle. Come down here and it's typed out about 6 pages, but some of the stuff in there, and Philip Lees refers to it in his book and refers to Frank Harry quite a lot. It's quite funny, got a sense of humour. I've got Mark and Colbright down here.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
that where the red car is now. That's where one of my friends used to hang around with on here, Paul Davies.
Yeah.
That was his nana's house, and it was his nanny who fostered Mark Bright, Phil Bright, who were brothers, and then there was another lad called Carl,
Yeah,
but his name was Carl Bright,
yeah,
and he was a year older than me.
yeah.
But that's where Mark Bright was brought up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Sussex.
Sussex.
That was where he was sister.
Didn't know a lot
Where
about
was
Sussex.
sisters. Yeah.
That's
Sally was anymore.
where Carl lives.
Yeah.
That's his house. That's where he was brought up.
Oh,
The second one on the left.
Right,
And there was
nice one.
obviously there's Ian Watson's truck
Does Sussex go all the way around then?
all the
Yeah,
way around.
it's a
There's
drive, isn't
just
it?
a mirror image of Essex
Essex
Drive,
Drive,
which
yeah.
is the next one down.
Right, okay. And you're on about, did you mention the stock car?
Yes, it used to be in this house here. This is where McInerney's. McInerney's.
Sounds like a
And that's,
drive-through.
that's what they used to do. They used to do all the stock cars. So there was always a stock car in that drive there when we were children.
Alan Bevan, his father was big in the union, big Labour man, like I was telling you earlier
Yeah.
on.
And this is your mate Alan Bevan, who you used to get up to know good to down it.
Yeah, and then he became a very good friend of my brother, and I went on to different friends when I was left school.
Yeah.
Tim Churchill and company. But there was a lad called Chris Barlow on the edge. It was this one or that one. Chris Barlow was a character and a half. He was the most wonderful lad I've ever met. But he was fearless. And one day, there was a lad called Graham Hope.
Graham
And
Hope, yeah.
Arch enemies. He lived down Whitehall.
Long hair.
Yeah, and he said to Graham Hope, Graham, I'll give you the first punch. So he gave him the first punch and broke Chris's nose. Then Chris went and beat him in a fair fight then. But when Chris got home, he had an older brother who asked him how he'd broken his nose.
That's what I was going to mention.
And he told him, so his brother gave him a good hiding again. I always remember. And next door here was the Crotties.
Crotties, that's the lady who you're on about, Dave.
Now,
Other
John
week.
Crotty
This is here.
became big with athletics, and he was, he is or was,
Yeah,
Jonathan Edwards'
Coach.
All right.
The triple jump.
And he also represented the universities in the World Championship.
Yeah.
Go back to Mr. Crotty. Is that
The lady.
Betty?
The lady.
She's
Lovely.
She's on all
Yeah.
the time on Kidsgrove
Yeah.
Fashion Pictures. Yeah.
Now,
That's where she
Mr.
lives.
Crotty was Irish and a good drinker. Likes his whiskey and he likes his drink. And he used to go frequent the Continental Club quite often.
Yeah.
And she'd go in after him and do one thing and another. But
That was Jack Gate's
she
house.
somehow managed to
Next
get
to
John
Cripper's. That's
through
Cripper's house.
school, university, what
Yeah,
you
next
want.
door, that's where Cripper lives.
Nice. What else we got down here?
You got Dougie Viles on the end.
It's Dougie. Oh, I haven't seen Dougie for ages. He got that beautiful house on Kinnersley Avenue at Clough Hall.
Is that where he lives now?
No, he moved. He's moved back. I think he's down Scholar Green Road Heath now. But he had either the gardener's or the butler's house that's part of the Clough Hall estate.
Oh, right.
I've got a picture of it here on the screen. Dougie's house. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really was.
yeah. Of course, Dougie doesn't need any sort of introduction, does he?
No, I think everybody knows Dougie.
Yeah.
Still working out when he was 70, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, my house joined onto my garden, our garden in Essex Drive, joined onto these. It was such a big garden. Never, ever grew anything in it. It was just dug up and tunnels built and God knows what.
Yeah.
So getting my bearings right then now. So that was Sussex. Are we coming to Essex?
That's Essex
Essex
Drive.
coming down now.
What's that one on there? Opposite.
Somerset.
So that's Somerset.
Somerset Avenue,
Is it?
which
Not
then
Bourne.
leads down to Bourne Road.
Bourne Road, yes,
to
Bourne Road,
Drive.
yes, that's right.
That's where Raymond Payne and Sharon Payne were brought up. That was Minchell's house on the left there. And then there's the famous Tony the Ice Cream Man's house.
Oh,
With
right.
the garage there.
You see this one here was James Brown. Sounds like Jimmy Brown. He lived there. From school, I know him from school.
Tony's still knocking about, isn't he?
Yes, Tony's still about. It was his anniversary a few weeks back.
Got to be the best ice cream man around.
And then there used to be situated, I think it may be where that gap is, or here, there used to
Telephone
be
box.
the phone box, and we
Yeah.
used to try and break the record of seeing how many people could get in the phone box.
there's a fair few in.
Probably about 9 of us, 10 of us at the time got in.
The phone box was
What do we know about Essex Drive? Does that do the
Stan
same?
Hughes.
Stan Hughes.
Lived here. Stan was always in the garden with a
Vicky Hughes, his dad, yeah.
Vicky Hughes and what was Robert Hughes. I think Robert Hughes joined the Marines or something, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was.
And then you've got the Powells next to him, Clive and his brother, Ian. Was it? No, not Ian Powell, Clive. And then round the corner there, we had the Italian people, I can't think of the name. And then I lived in the
Rafferty's lived round there.
south. Yeah.
Well, I've got names such as Richardson's.
Yeah, that's
Take it.
Wilmer's.
Wilmer's.
Which is
They were at the bottom
at the
end.
bottom opposite my nana's house.
Okay, I've got the Sterlings.
Yes, they were at the bottom as well.
I've got the Cars.
They were
Yeah.
at the bottom as well.
They're all at the
All
bottom.
the bottom of
All
Essex.
at the bottom.
lot on the cars.
Essex Drive.
Orgills.
At the bottom, next to my nana's house that was.
Peppers.
Peppers. That's my mum's name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's my mum's name.
Hares.
Yeah,
Tracy,
Roy,
bottom
yeah.
again.
Roy, at the
Roy and
bottom.
Tracy.
Right.
You got the Joneses there. You'd got Goldspinks down there, and you got a couple of Polish families. You got the Kinsellas next to
Kinsellas,
us.
got
Salas, yeah.
Then here was a Polish family. And I
Yeah,
can't-
Milchaliks. Russell Milchalik.
No, the lad I can't think.
Yeah, there's Russell and his sister. I used to
There
do.
was an older one, a lot older.
We're
one.
walking all the way down.
Cottons were further on. They were well-to-do, nice people. Reenies, Jimmy and George Reaney. Here.
And there was thingy across here, said at the top. Savills. Remember Savills?
Yeah.
Gordon Saville, Brian Saville, Johnny Saville.
Jimmy, of
The
course.
houses at the bottom, are they new? Oh, yeah, Jimmy. Are they new builds?
Yeah, they're new builds, but you can only get in from Gloucester Road.
Top of Gloucester Road, if you see that gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Georgie Litherland, Jeff Parker.
Right, Litherlands then.
Litherlands, well, they obviously the runners, weren't they? The proper runners. They didn't hide. You couldn't stop
What
them.
about you, John? Cutting your...
Yeah. I got some photographs of the Litherlands because they were quite prolific in the time.
Yeah, they were nice. George, Kevin,
I've seen
Tommy,
pictures of them.
Yeah.
and then the sisters. There's loads of them.
Now,
And the Hazeys, that was a
Terry
family.
Hayes.
Terry Hayes was one of the characters of
Yeah.
all, because Terry Hayes joined the Navy, and when he was in the Navy, he got fed up of it, and with Robert Oram, who was his best mate, he came out and he wanted to come out the Navy. So Robert told him, if you cut your finger off,
Your finger off.
you'll get discharged. So on a coal bunker, he used to have coal bunkers around the back,
That's what he
he
did.
got a rusty axe and chopped his finger off
Yeah.
under the influence of drink. But it never got him out of the Navy. He just, all it got him was in the glass house, isn't it?
I've got the
Jackie Kelly lived across there. Now Jackie Kelly was a legend as a footballer for the Bell, and was just a nice boy. And of course his son and daughter,
Diane,
Diane and
Pete.
Peter, they keep the pub, and she worked at the chemist, didn't she? Or does. So yeah.
So this is the back end of Essex.
Yeah, this is where it comes round. So this is where obviously the Steelings lived.
Toomey,
Yeah.
Michael Toomey.
Michael Toomey, William Richardson, Mr. Oldgill.
Was Baz McGregor up there?
No, Baz McGregor lived just up past the phone box.
Oh right. Go back on the Lincoln Road.
I knew a few people there, but I didn't know that
Well,
many.
The Tates lived there, didn't they?
Oh,
Joan Tate,
Sammy Tate,
Sammy Tate, Norman
Tate,
Tate.
the legend. What a
Norman,
wonderful,
yeah.
wonderful.
Across here, his mum and dad on the left-hand side. And then
Sammy
obviously
Tate.
Denise.
Yeah.
Sammy Tate had earrings in when nobody else
Yeah,
had earrings. Sammy Tate was a did the fairs bare knuckle boxing in the early days up the northeast, and he was the right hand man of Jackie Tatters, and he was also a deputy in the pit, and he was a lovely man.
Yeah, Norman Tate's 70th birthday this week.
Yes, it was, yeah. I wished him happy birthday.
Yeah.
What was his other brother name?
It was John,
Didn't like John.
but John, he passed away, didn't
Did he? Oh, I didn't dislike him that much.
Because it was a big family,
He
wasn't it?
married Rita Wilson, didn't he? Jeff Wilson's
Jeff Wilson, of course, yes.
sister.
Coal board that sanctioned the building of these, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, he needed the workers, didn't he?
Yeah, they needed workers, but not necessarily in this area, because the pits were on the demise in the 50s within Kidsgrove area, but the likes of Holditch, Silverdale, those were still going really strong.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them worked at
That's where my
Chatley
dad worked,
Whitfield.
Holditch.
Yeah,
You got Biddles.
yeah,
Of course, you had a huge mining estate up there as well, didn't you?
yeah, yeah.
Left.
So are we talking Keith Minshall?
Yeah.
Oh, are we?
Keith Minshall.
The legend that is the torch. You've got a picture on the screen now of Keith. I can remember Keith having his record shop in BJ's.
That's right.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side as you walked in.
I didn't realise, I did, one of the videos, one of the presentations we do is nightclubs through the decades. And we look at the torch, and I never realised how big Keith actually was
Yes.
across the world, not just in this country. When you look at the history behind what he achieved and what he set up.
What, the Torch?
Yeah,
It was a cinema, wasn't it?
yeah, originally, yeah.
It was the Rex, I think, or was it the Roxy or the Rex or something?
Always, yeah.
I went there as a cinema with my
Yeah.
mother, watched Student Prince.
Yeah. I remember the miners' strike and how difficult it was in the area in '84. And I've got a picture right here on the screen of it's a support group that was set up here, and they provided trips for the kids to the likes of Blackpool. And on this picture you can see there's probably 30, 40 kids, few adults on these. I wonder how many people on this picture are still here on the miners because you'd only be probably about 8, 9 there, so you're probably around about 50, going into your 50s now. But have a look at this picture.
From here, before the houses were built there, it was just all the way up to Maryhill was fields.
Yeah.
And of course you had the football pitch and the galley.
The galley.
The landlord at the time, Keith Bentley,
So was the galley
gave his
built
garage up.
after Warwick?
Same time.
Same time?
The garage was built so that we could have a changing room, and we had to ring the football pitch up so that we could go in the Premier League of the PDSL, which we instantly won.
Well, one thing we haven't mentioned allotments, because that comes up a lot in the history books from the First World War and what was done in the area.
Allotments.
Warren Bishop,
Lamb Street.
the bishops had them
Lamb Street
across
and
there.
King Street, they linked together, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a load of people, but the one I remember up there with these pigeons was Eddie Taylor.
And there's another legend, Gordy Holland.
Yeah.
Good, no, yeah.
Gordy Holland.
Definitely.
Remember him as a child? He was always in the galley, big pigeon man he was.
Yeah, pigeon.
Gordy Holland.
In the musical, I don't know if any of you watched the musical, but we talk about pigeon fanciers, and we got loads of photographs outside the Roebuck, outside the Lamb, with these. But do you realise we actually won the World Cup in 1950, and it was 2 guys off the estate.
Oh, yeah.
I've got pictures on the screen now.
Jack what was his name? Jack somebody. He won.
The name was, I think it's Wood and Walton or something like that. But the picture's on the screen here now. Guess what the bird was called, the pigeon it was called? South of France, Poe, right back to here, won it, fastest time. What was it called? Shy Lady.
Oh,
Now, have you ever known a shy lady from the miners?
no.
Yes.
We threw that in the musical, but that's gospel truth. That is actually the truth.
Shy lady.
Shy lady.
Walking down the avenue where we used to play.
Okay, we're up on, well, is this still King Street or is this William Road?
William Road now.
This is William Road. So we've got King Street just there, the roundabout down below. So we're on William Road, but we're on the site of the deli. It's probably got more memories, created more memories from probably any other pub in the area.
Can I just say one thing before we go? For those who like flowers and that, those are Rose Bay willow herbs. Yeah, there we are. Thank you.
Our very own horticulturalist. Yeah. So here was the galley. When we get round the table having a beer, we'll talk more in depth. I've got lots of photographs of the galley. The op sales is on the front here. I've got a few photos there. Like I said, I've got a few photos of Sid with hair. We can talk about some of the characters. A cracking photograph of Phil Brooks with hair. That's an eye-opener. The galley over the years opened May 1966, just before the World Cup final, which people have got many memories of. Some good players produced, not just in football as well. When you think Andy Hamilton, darts, yeah. Andy the Hamilton darts player, Daz Hamilton. I used to play for the Robin Hood darts, and these used to smash us. I remember Andy playing left-handed against me once, and he still beat me. But yeah, we will talk about this around the table, having a beer. I've got lots and lots of photographs. Okay, this is where we are. Don't know, they were building houses on it, they're not.
Crazy, isn't it?
Still hasn't sold.
Started off building them and then they stopped, didn't
Yeah.
This is a good example how the back of Gloucester Road was, because it's similar, plants and everything,
Yeah.
except you got the ponds and what have you. That's how it was, like that.
Right, okay. And then looking south, or looking down bank, we've got King Street. Yeah? I've got 1-2 pictures of King Street, and there's one here on the screen now. I'm trying to work out who this family is, so if anybody's got any idea, it's mum, dad, probably 3 siblings, female, 3 girls, and 2 lads. Somebody must know this family. Okay, we're back. Welcome back. Welcome back, John. Welcome back, Aileen. Welcome back, Alan. We've had a couple of days break before we're doing this recap. Time to have a think about what we did, what we've covered. Did we balls up or did we cock up on anything? Is there anything that we've missed from the walk around? Anything you wish you'd say, God, I wish I'd have said that? Anything from you guys? No, you were happy?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah, just the one when we were top of the lane from Moss Cottages.
Yeah.
As a kid, we used to obviously go make his own trolleys. For some reason, when mums or dads finished with the prams, they always ended up down the brook at Black Hills.
Yeah. Right.
So we always knew where to go get some wheels from to make us.
I think I've got a picture of one of your old trolleys.
Make us trolleys, and then it was timbers and stonies, forget the bridge nails.
The making them trolleys was absolutely, we'd all got them.
They were brilliant, weren't they?
Yeah.
You just have to pinch a bit of your mum's washing line.
Yeah. You don't see anything like that anymore. Anything from you said? Anything?
Well, it's just, did we mention about the Queens where it used to be just a ski run? I mean, that was unbelievable how many lads used to, and girls, get up at the top there and slide down when it was a bit of ice there, and they used to go straight across, straight to the buildings across the road.
Oh, the Queen Street.
Queen Street, you know.
Oh yeah, and I've got a couple of photographs. We did say we would touch on Queen Street and we shot past it.
We did, yeah.
But I've got a couple of photos showing exactly what you're talking about. I've got a photo from the 50s, photo for the 70s I'll put on the screen in a couple of minutes. But that must have been fun.
Well, they used to shout or tell somebody there's a car coming. There was a car every 10 minutes. That's about it, really. Yeah. But then the odd occasion that somebody said it's clear when it wasn't.
Yes.
So some poor kid had come down and go straight across the road and just, I wasn't an accident, I don't know, but people thought it was funny. But nobody got injured.
I've got some stories about that as well. You've mentioned the ice and the snow. I've got stories of people on cardboard boxes. They would go across and pick them up. But brilliant. Right, we're going to move on. I want to talk about the galley first. I want to talk about galley and football.
Well, the landlords at the galley, you know, Byrne was the first one.
Yeah.
And his missus.
I've got a good picture here on the screen of the Byrne because I didn't know they were till you mentioned it.
And then after them, it was, I think, somebody will write up and tell me it was different, but it was Cynthia and Darren. I can't remember the second name. But they stayed there, they were fabulous, and they stayed there about 5 years. And then his sister took over with Keith Bentley, Marge and Keith Bentley.
Yeah.
And Keith Bentley was the one who, when we wanted to go into a higher league from the Ansels League, the galley, he sacrificed the garage, and we all chipped in and built a changing room in there with a big bath.
Right.
Massive bath, and he filled it up every Sunday after the match, where people could get in with showers round as well. So that's something that he did, and he was absolutely fabulous. And the pub every Sunday, other teams come from other leagues, and they'd all end up in the galley. The galley was packed at that time, absolutely packed with footballers and people.
So what's the link with the Bluebell?
Well, the Bluebell for me, the link with the Bluebell was that I was playing for Kidsgrove and Kidsgrove Athletic, and I think it was Jimmy Nelson was up there, and he said to me, "When you come to the Bluebell." So I went down to the Bluebell with him, but they were all Geordies who were playing, and Jackie Tatters, who was the manager, he says, "I'm sorry," he says, "but we don't have any foreigners in the team, they're all Geordies." And so I thought, well, you know, fair enough. And then Jimmy says, "Well, but I thought you were half a Geordie." And I said, "Well, my mother is, yeah." And I should have been born in Durham, but we were visiting at the time. So they had a committee meeting, and they said to me, Jackie come out and said, "Well, it's the first time we've had a half-caste play for us." So I was playing for them, and on a Sunday, from then on, if I was having a good game, it was, "Come on the Geordie lad, come on the Geordie lad." And if it was a bad game, excuse the language, "Hey, you Stafford, you bastard." And that's true. That was a regular occurrence. But and then other people come in. John Crotty came in, Kenny Bayliss came in, Tony Buckley came in, and a few others, Lee, John Lee, I think his name was. Yeah. And so it just changed. But We always had the management was always the Geordie lads. With Sam Tate, who was fantastic,
Yeah.
fabulous bloke. And the old ones dropped out. When it first started, there was the two, Frankie and Val White, and Jackie Tatters, Sammy Tatters, Stan Tatters, excuse me. Stan Tatters was in goals, but then Jackie Kelly stayed all the time. He was the class player of the lot. Yeah. Jimmy Ibbotson and Jimmy Nelson, they were the original ones as well. And it was good. But then the Galley were having a better team, and I left. Well, there was no first footing again at Jackie Tatter's house.
Right.
He banned me from coming in and everything else. He didn't speak to me for 12 months, and that was the end of that, until I persuaded him when the bell packed in to come on the committee of the Galley. So we did do, and we were back to normal again.
That's good. That's good. In your memories of the Galley, best team that played from the Galley?
Oh, when the year when we won everything, we won the Staffordshire Sunday Cup. We won. I wasn't playing. I was a manager. Unfortunately, well, I played every match in the Sunday Cup except the final. But when the final came around, all the players were available.
Yeah.
I've
got a picture of that team.
And we also won the PDSL Premier League, which we could play in because of what Keith Bentley did for us.
Yeah.
And we won that league against the Lion and Birchie's Head and other good teams.
Okay, so to finish off on the Galley, who's the best player come out of the Galley?
Oh, like I said, Steve Moran was most probably the most consistent and the biggest influence, I would say. Yeah. But Cess White at Down Kidsgrove, and when he did play for the Galley, he was special as well. But they come from all over. The players that were at Kidsgrove went on to better things as well. The Kidsgrove Athletic. In fact, the Galley side was picked up by Kidsgrove and became their Saturday side. Yeah. It was that good a side. Tommy Cooper and you know.
Okay, great stuff. Now, don't know this, but I set these guys a challenge 3 or 4 days ago. Got a picture here of the Galley and some of the Galley regulars. It's been on Kidsgrove Past and Pictures. There was a great debate, was it the club or was it the Galley? We established through John that it was the Galley, but the names and the frames of these people on this photograph. Sorry. Who have we got?
Before you go on further, the man who ran the Galley for and who was the Galley, I took over and had the glory, but the man who ran it when I played was a lad called Alan Wood, who was brilliant.
Alan Wood?
Alan Wood, yeah.
Okay, let's name these guys then. So,
that's dart team, that has nothing to do with football.
Yeah, okay. Regulars in the Galley. I want to know from left to right who we got bottom left.
Well, left is
Malcolm.
what I can remember is Malcolm Cliff.
Yeah.
Then it's Johnny Hancock.
Yeah.
Eric Morecambe? No.
I can't remember his name, but I will get his name at a later date, but he did live across from the Galley.
Okay.
Then it's Harry Byron.
Yeah.
Joey Brooks.
Senior.
But Joey Brooks is young Joey Brooks' dad.
Yeah.
And then Jack Porter.
Okay. And Jack Porter, is that Lillian's dad?
That's Lillian's dad.
Then back row then, boys. Do we know any of those? The four at the back?
He looks very familiar, and I just, like I say, can't quite.
Okay, we'll ask anybody watching if they can name any of the four. I do know that the guy second from the left was Such and was Malcolm Cliff's best buddy. But again, don't know the other three. So if anybody can help us out there, identify them three. And then you picked up, we've got Barry Ward at the back.
Barry Ward's just breaking off on the pool table.
Oh, yeah.
And then to the right of Barry is Bobby Brew, which looks like that's who's playing pool with Barry Ward.
Okay, great. Well, we're halfway there. So if anybody can help us identify those others, that would be brilliant. Okay, let's go back to this. Social life then. Back in the day, what did you do as a teenager? Where did you drink, or where was you clubbing?
When I was a young lad, it was the Beatles had just come out at 15 or 16. And so we were all sort of, and everywhere was groups.
Yeah.
A I used to go Ryan Hall on a Sunday. We're a Catholic club. I wasn't a Catholic, but all the lads were knocked around with were Catholics.
Yeah.
The town hall used to have some really good groups on. And,
Yeah.
you know, and then you'd got the groups, the bigger groups at Hanley and other places. But basically, everywhere you went, there was a group on, and it was fantastic. Absolutely wonderful place. The 60s, obviously the 60s. Okay. And one story I would like to say about Tim Churchill.
Yeah, Timmy.
Because me and Tim, at that time, we started knocking around at 14 and 15, 16, 17. And Tim was always one step ahead of me or anybody else and where to get the suits from. The suits at C&C had just come out, and I think they were like about £3 or something like that. And he came with this blue Beetle suit. So I went straight up to Hanley and bought one as well. And next time I saw Tim, just going round the corner as he's turning onto the avenue, he jumped off too early and fell down and ripped his sleeve on his blue suit, the one with the Beetle suit. And next time I saw him, like he'd had it repaired. He said this has been, seriously, he said this is invisible mending. And it'd been sewn together with red wool. I couldn't believe it. I don't know he'd winding me up, but he said, it's invisible mending.
Oh, God.
I always remember that bit. And I tell you what, as well, at Kidsgrove Town Hall, they had the one with the air. What's his name? I thought about it. But we harassed him as he was coming out for half an hour. Joe Brown and the brothers.
Oh, yeah.
They come down, we were harassing him and you know, little kids sort of giving him some stick and everything else there. But, yeah.
So they had some serious
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah.
it.
Well, if you call Joe Brown serious.
Okay.
But I remember, in my mind, I can see when me and John Duckworth, somebody else I used to knock around with, my mother, we'd got 2 pairs of bell-bottom jeans. But, well, he had a pair and I had a pair. And she put tassels and bells all the way down on these bell bottoms. And I remember walking up to the town hall, jingling away, proud as punch. Must have looked the biggest in the world. But them are the earlier days than everybody else.
And obviously Kidsgrove had got 4 cinemas at one point, or Kidsgrove Talk and surrounding areas. Cinemas, did you go much?
I went both. I went the one at Butt Lane and I went Val.
Yeah.
As it was there. And Wild was the manager.
Yeah, Wild. Yeah, Mr. Wild. Mr. Wild had the one at Butt Lane and
it was
the Val.
It was very good. I mean,
Yeah.
It was great to have a local cinema. I think everybody sort of supported it as well. Yeah. So
when I did a little bit of sort of research on the cinemas, and we've got our own presentation on the cinemas, which we'll look at in the future, because there was 4. I got shocked to see the inside of the Val as it was, and it got a capacity of 700.
I do really.
Yeah.
I would never.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Right, over to you guys. Where did you party?
Oh. The first nightclub I went to was Torch. I managed to get there before it closed down in '73.
Yeah.
I was only 15. Yeah. Sat there and like wide-eyed, watching everything go on. And that's when I started loving Northern Soul and Motown.
I got some cracking photographs of the Torch. I'll put them on the screen here. Some of these from the Keith Minshall days as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was. I'm glad that I got to go there and see it. You know.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I was everywhere. You name it.
And do you ever get down the Working Men's Club?
Oh yeah.
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 Like I say, I've got some good photos that Sharon Amerson has sent in, and it absolutely heaving. You can see from these photos, and the amount of kids and children that were there as well. Those were the days.
Definitely.
Were the days.
Did you know the Hollies were on at Kidsgrove Working Men's Club?
No, I didn't, but I do now.
Yeah.
The Hollies, amazing.
The discos at the town hall were good enough.
Yeah.
About 15, 16.
Yeah.
There was lots going on.
I can remember our age discos up at GEC on West Avenue. That's where we used to go. But what about you, John? Where did you?
Well, I've never been a nightclub person, to be honest. So I've been a few, but I was always just a galley lad.
Yeah.
Had a few crafty beers in the Lamb Inn at probably 16 maybe. But because I did the bottling when I was probably 12, 13 and 14 at the Galley for Derek and Olive Dutton at the time, obviously they knew my age. So I couldn't have my first legal pint until I was 18 in the Galley. So, you know, it was a few years before I could actually have a pint in the Galley, and then apart from that, it was the Clough on a Friday or the Tavern on a Friday, but apart from that, it was just the Galley.
There's always some music.
So I'm just so surprised by most of these pubs. You got the Woodshuts, which was in the middle of that estate. You got the Galley. You'd have thought that
it was always packed. The Woodshuts was always packed.
Yeah,
weekends.
It's just a shame. It's just a shame that's the way it went. Okay, coming to the end of this now, and what I want to do is, we've talked about lots of memories. I put you on the spot quite a few times. I hope you've enjoyed it for a start, but I want to understand what will always be your lasting memory of growing up or spending time on the miners' estate. Who wants to go first?
Well, I think mine was just basically you were a child, you know, and growing up from 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. You know, we had the Black Hills on his doorstep, the brook, the newt ponds, the frogs down there, the water tower. You know, we used to do the trolleys, we used to make throwing arrows. But it was just the miners' estate. It was just one big happy family.
Yeah, I think that's come across a lot when I talk to guys down at Labour Club or here in the Kidsgrove Social Club. The fact that they felt safe as a kid.
I think it's like what Sid said, really. You know, it makes a lot of sense when he said it's like a castle, like a wall around it. Now, as a kid on the miners' estate, it's very rare you got somebody from Clough Hall to come and hang around with you.
Yeah.
It was just the miners' estate lads, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. Okay.
And your parents knew when you were out, you were okay.
Yeah.
There's always somebody there,
Yeah.
you know, you could go to.
Yeah.
And I always felt safe letting my kids go out and all.
Yeah.
Years later, in Kidsgrove.
Well, all your friends' mums and dads knew who you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were just safe.
Yeah. I get that. And what about yourself? Any other special memories for you?
Oh, I just loved, like the Tavern days when everybody was there, like doing tug of war across the canals and the bell. Yeah, and it was just brilliant.
I've got some good pictures. I'll dig a couple of pictures out. I've got the tug of war going off the canal. I've got the raft races coming down.
Yeah, the raft races.
From the railway pub or the Aircastle pub down to down to the tavern. Yeah.
You could take your kid. We all had a brilliant day. It was, you know, they were brilliant days out.
No, brilliant.
Everybody knew each other.
Lost days now, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And yourself, got to be something to do with football? Or
No, I think the thing what always makes me smile is when, after playing through it for 3 months and getting caught, and then the then headmaster, Davies, he promoted 4 of the hardest lads in the school. Most of them come from around the minor estate, except Mickey Gallimore. And they used to knock on my door every morning to take me to school. And we had 2 in front of me and 2 behind me, and I was in the middle. And I always sort of thought that was good, that the that's how I went to school for quite a while, just making sure I went.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. No, I can honestly say that it's been brilliant. I'm not from the miners' estate. You guys have enlightened me. It definitely was a special place. Things have changed, but we've captured those memories, and that's what this is all about. So massive thanks from me and the lads for volunteering to join in. So thanks very much.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Good.
Great.
Well, Dave, that's another cracking episode. I've really, really enjoyed it. And a huge thanks to you guys. And each of you have played a fabulous part. And I think the viewers are absolutely going to love this one.
We'll see.
I'm sure they will. So, Dave, tell me a little bit more. We've got somebody from Arizona in the USA?
Yeah, there's a lady who's been in touch. Talk more about that in a future one. But this lady, she is from, I think she's in Arizona now. It's Pam Johnson. She's on Kidsgrove Passing Pictures as Pam O'Donoghue now. And she dropped me a message to say, when you, or Kidsgrove Grammar School, she said, I've got the original uniform. And she sent me this picture that you'll see on the screen now. It's got the scarf, it's got the tie, it's got the boater, and it's got the original satchel.
Original uniform.
And look at these. These are immaculate. So a massive thanks, Pam, for those. Really is appreciated. And when we actually, Pam was prefect and house captain of Haddon House. But when we cover the schools, which we'll do in a future one, we'll bring this one back in. But big thanks to Pam there. Okay.
Fantastic. We're at that part now where we're going to do the toast. And Dave, I believe something's a little bit different here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be toasting here. And where's the whiskey?
I'm on a 14-day detox. 14-day, I'm on day 10 and it's killing me.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Dave, Fred.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
So thanks for watching, guys. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, we're at that point again. Dave, everyone out there is going to be asking that all-important question. That was episode 17. Episode 18, where could that be?
We've not decided, yeah. We keep saying Moucop, we've got talk pits to do, we've got schools to do, we've got scouts to do, we've got cinemas to do. There's still so much to do.
And just to remind you guys, just over a year ago, I actually said to Dave, let's bring to life the musical in just one episode. We're on 17 now, and as you can see, Dave is actually saying there's at least two more handfuls of videos.
We've got to capture this, and I keep saying, and people ask me in the street, and people ask me down at Labour Club, but why? Because Philip Spook, I keep saying this, Philip Spook is brilliant, but it's facts, it's dates, it's times. What we tried to do with the musical, and the musical anybody can watch, winter's coming in, it's 2 hours, it's on YouTube. Kidsgrove the Bygone Days, the musical, is capture the softer side, the more personal side, people's side, which we just haven't got. But by doing this, that's why we're doing it. So, yeah.
Well, it's a big thank you to Glenn, who's behind the camera there, filming the wonderful episode today. Any thanks that you need to give then, Dave?
No, just thanks to everybody in Kidsgrove Passing Pictures for the support, giving us the photographs and sending messages. Also Philip Lees, who's always at the end of a phone call. If I've got a big debate going on, I always ring Philip and he'll usually give me the answer or say, whoa, that's dodgy ground. But yeah, big thanks to Philip Lees.
Great, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
That's it.
Walking down the avenue where we used to play, the house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. I borrowed all your records, you borrowed mine from me. We sat and talked for hours in a box hung in a tree, and we stole your daddy's last bottle of gin. Those were the times, those were the ways. So take me back to the good old days. Looking back from here, I can see that we were blind to the burdens we would shoulder and the struggles we would find. But growing made us strong as strong can be. Those else worth the time.